The items in your home aren't just objects, they're gateways. Right now, as you watch this video, you might be sitting near something that's silently influencing your life in ways you never imagined. Ancient wisdom and modern spiritual research point to 4 specific items that could be disrupting your peace, affecting your relationships, and even blocking your blessings. My decades of studying spiritual manifestations and home energies have revealed patterns that most people completely overlook. These aren't the obvious items you might expect. They're common, everyday objects sitting in plain sight, perhaps even in the room you're in right now. What you'll discover in the next few minutes will transform how you look at your living space. I'll share the 4 specific items that spiritual advisors and energy workers have identified as potential conduits for negative forces. But more importantly, you'll learn exactly how to identify them and what to do about them tonight. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness and protection. The truth is, most people sense when something isn't quite right in their home. Maybe you've experienced unexplained anxiety, constant arguments, or that nagging feeling that something's off. These aren't coincidences, there's a deeper reason, and it might be linked to one of these 4 objects. Each item we'll discuss has been thoroughly researched, with evidence spanning across different cultures and spiritual traditions. What makes this information crucial is that these objects are becoming increasingly common in modern homes, yet their spiritual implications remain hidden from most people. Stay with me until the end, because the 4th object is particularly surprising. It's something nearly everyone owns, yet almost no one realizes its potential impact. Plus, I'll share a simple, powerful technique for cleansing your space once you've removed these items. Your home should be your sanctuary, not a source of hidden spiritual interference. Let's unveil these 4 objects and restore the peace and protection you deserve. Looking straight into a mirror goes beyond mere reflection. It opens doorways most people never knew existed. Mirrors possess an ancient power recognized across civilizations, from Egyptian temples to Victorian mansions. In spiritual traditions worldwide, these seemingly ordinary household items serve as portals between our physical world and unseen realms. Most concerning are mirrors placed directly opposite beds, especially in master bedrooms. During sleep, when our spiritual guards are naturally lowered, these reflective surfaces can act as powerful conductors of negative energy. Reports consistently show disturbed sleep patterns, recurring nightmares, and inexplicable feelings of being watched in rooms. Sacred geometry teaches that angles matter profoundly. Mirrors facing north-south alignments tend to amplify spiritual activity, while those positioned at sharp angles to doorways create turbulent energy corridors. Most troubling are mirrors that reflect each other, creating infinite tunnels that spiritual entities can use as pathways. Signs of a mirror becoming a problematic portal often start subtly. Unusual shadows glimpsed in peripheral vision, unexplained cold spots nearby, or persistent feelings of unease when passing by. More severe manifestations include seeing movement in reflections when no one is present, hearing whispers near mirrors at night, or experiencing sudden mood shifts in mirrored rooms. Traditional mirror placement wisdom holds that bedrooms should contain minimal reflective surfaces, ideally none facing sleeping areas. Bathrooms and dressing areas remain appropriate locations, though covering mirrors at night offers additional protection. Ancient practices suggest using black fabric for covering, as its light-presorbing properties help neutralize any accumulated negative charges. It becomes proper mirror cleansing requires more than physical cleaning. Negative energy accumulates like invisible film, requiring regular spiritual maintenance. Sea salt dissolved in pure water applied during a waning moon phase helps dissolve ethereal residue. Some traditions recommend burning sacred herbs near mirrors monthly, allowing smoke to coat reflective surfaces before wiping clean with blessed cloths. Safe alternatives exist for those seeking to maintain home aesthetics without spiritual risk. Brushed metal surfaces provide similar decorative appeal with reduced reflective properties. Wood-framed mirrors, blessed by spiritual practitioners, carry protective boundaries. Positioning mirrors to reflect natural elements like gardens or sky rather than interior spaces helps maintain positive energy flow. Most crucial remains awareness of mirror positioning relative to personal energy centers in homes. Sleeping areas, meditation spaces, and children's rooms deserve particular attention. When negative influence is suspected, swift action prevents further spiritual attachment. Sometimes complete mirror removal becomes necessary, though proper cleansing rituals often suffice to restore sacred balance. If you believe that power must defile and corruption abuse to restore health and well-being, you ought to remember that if you believe that power should be simply harmed, if you believe that power should be contraband, you should be anxious to know why it happened or what happened that proceeds occurred. Modern interior design often overlooks these ancient mirror wisdom teachings, prioritizing aesthetics over energetic harmony. Yet increasing reports of mirror disturbances suggest these age-old warnings hold truth modern society needs to rediscover. Protecting home sanctuaries requires understanding both visible and invisible mirror properties. Inherited possessions carry more than just sentimental value. They transport entire histories, energies, and spiritual attachments across generations. Every antique, every family heirloom, every passed-down trinket holds within its essence countless moments, emotions, and intentions from previous owners. Most troublingly, these objects often arrive in homes without their complete stories being known. Particularly concerning are items that suddenly appear through distant relatives or estate sales, where direct lineage remains unclear. Ancient wisdom teaches that objects absorb energetic imprints from significant events they witness. Family jewelry present during traumatic experiences, furniture that witness dark deeds, or decorative pieces used in questionable spiritual practices, all retain ethereal memories that continue influencing new environments. Warning signs of problematic inherited items often manifest through household disruptions, unexplained tension between family members, pets avoiding specific rooms, children expressing unusual fears, or recurring dreams about certain objects. These symptoms frequently trace back to inherited pieces carrying hidden spiritual burdens. The most dangerous are items that seem to resist removal attempts through mysterious returns or inexplicable preservation despite damage. Identifying concerning objects requires heightened awareness of subtle energy shifts. Rooms housing inherited items might feel unusually cold or heavy. Family members might experience sudden mood changes when handling specific pieces. Some objects appear to attract shadows or create inexplicable movement in peripheral vision. Others trigger unexpected emotional responses, disconnected from normal memory associations. Proper investigation of inherited items involves both physical and spiritual examination. Markings, symbols, or modifications may hint at previous ritual use. Strange materials sealed within or unusual repair methods might indicate attempts to bind or trap energies. Even seemingly innocent objects, like children's toys or common household tools, can harbor powerful attachments if involved in significant past events. Safe removal of spiritually compromised inheritances demands careful protocol. Simply discarding items often proves insufficient, as negative attachments may persist or transfer to other possessions. Traditional cleansing methods recommend first neutralizing existing bonds through salt immersion, followed by specific prayers or intentions for releasing trapped energies. Some cases require assistance from experienced spiritual practitioners who can safely sever lingering connections. Documentation plays vital roles in preventing future issues. Recording known histories of family items, noting any unusual occurrences, and maintaining clear provenance helps identify potential problems before they manifest fully. When accepting new inherited pieces, thorough spiritual cleansing before integration into living spaces offers essential protection. Most critical remains discernment about which inherited items truly deserve places in homes. Emotional attachments often cloud judgment, leading families to retain problematic objects despite clear warning signs. Sacred wisdom teaches that honoring ancestors doesn't require keeping every physical item they owned, sometimes. Proper respect means releasing objects that no longer serve positive purposes. Modern spiritual protection requires balancing appreciation for family heritage with awareness of hidden risks. While many inherited items bring blessings and positive connections to family lineage, others carry burdens better left in the past. Creating truly safe sanctuaries means carefully evaluating every object's complete spiritual history before allowing it permanent residence in living spaces. Proper handling of spiritually significant inheritances begins with honest evaluation of unexplained household disturbances. Maintaining detailed records, performing regular energy assessments, and remaining open to professional guidance helps prevent negative influences from gaining footholds through seemingly innocent family treasures. Art adorning walls speaks volumes beyond mere visual appeal. Each piece radiates spiritual frequencies that profoundly impact living spaces. Ancient wisdom warns of specific symbols, motifs, and artistic intentions that can transform ordinary paintings or sculptures into conduits for unseen forces. Most concerning are works featuring hidden occult symbolism, masks from unknown origins, or abstract pieces created in altered spiritual states. Sacred geometric patterns appearing repeatedly in artwork deserve careful scrutiny. Certain combinations of shapes, particularly inverted symbols or fragmented sacred designs, can create energetic disturbances in homes. Reports indicate that spiral patterns moving counterclockwise, triangular formations pointing downward, or incomplete circular figures often correlate. Masks displayed as wall art pose particular risks when their cultural or spiritual origins remain unknown. Traditional spiritual teachings emphasize that masks used in ceremonial practices retain essences of entities they were designed to represent. Even decorative masks, mass-produced for commercial purposes, often mimic ancient sacred designs, inadvertently tapping into powerful spiritual frequencies. Artwork featuring distorted human forms, especially pieces emphasizing darkness or suffering, can act as beacons for negative energies. Studies of homes experiencing unexplained disturbances frequently reveal connections to art pieces depicting tormented expressions, twisted bodies, or fragmented faces. Most troubling are works created during artists' periods of severe emotional or spiritual distress. Color combinations in artwork carry significant spiritual implications. Deep reds combined with black, particularly in abstract patterns, can create energetic vortexes drawing in challenging forces. Artwork dominated by shadows, especially pieces where darkness appears to consume light, often correlates with reports of emotional heaviness and spiritual oppression in surroundings. Warning signs of problematic artwork typically begin with subtle atmospheric changes. Rooms housing concerning pieces might feel increasingly oppressive. Visitors often report sensations of being watched or feeling unexpected emotions when near specific works. Children and pets frequently show instinctive aversion to areas where spiritually charged art hangs. Abstract art requires particular caution, as non-representational forms can unconsciously incorporate powerful symbolic languages. Pieces created through automatic drawing or during meditative states might channel energies their creators never intended. Modern artistic techniques emphasizing chaos or destruction can inadvertently create portals for disruptive spiritual influences. Safe alternatives focus on artwork celebrating light, nature, and harmonious sacred geometry. Pieces featuring upward flowing energy, balanced composition, and positive symbolic elements help maintain spiritual protection while enhancing aesthetic appeal. Traditional religious art, when chosen with proper understanding of its sacred significance, offers both beauty and spiritual safeguarding. Proper placement of artwork significantly impacts its spiritual influence. Paintings or sculptures positioned near sleeping areas or meditation spaces deserve extra scrutiny. Artwork facing entrances requires careful evaluation, as these pieces often act as first points of spiritual contact within homes. Rotating art pieces seasonally helps prevent stagnant energy accumulation. Modern homes often overlook traditional wisdom about art's spiritual properties, prioritizing decorative trends over energetic safety. Yet increasing reports of art disturbances suggest ancient warnings about visual influences deserve renewed attention. Creating truly harmonious living spaces requires evaluating each art piece's complete spiritual impact beyond its surface aesthetic appeal. Maintaining spiritual protection while enjoying art involves regular assessment of each piece's continued resonance with home energy. Some artwork that initially brought positive influence might require replacement as household spiritual needs evolve. Trusting intuitive responses to art pieces often reveals subtle warnings about potentially sacred bonds broken through unfulfilled promises create powerful spiritual anchors within everyday objects. Most concerning are items tied to vows, commitments, or emotional pledges that remained incomplete. Engagement rings from failed relationships, friendship tokens whose bonds were betrayed, or religious items whose sacred purposes were abandoned. Deep within human consciousness, promises forge energetic connections transcending physical reality. When these bonds shatter through broken vows or abandoned commitments, residual spiritual energy becomes trapped within associated objects. Wedding bands from divorced couples, crossed friendship necklaces from ended relationships, or baptismal gifts never used for intended purposes, all harbor particularly potent spiritual residue. Most dangerous are objects connected to promises involving multiple people or generations, family heirlooms meant to be passed down but sold instead, religious artifacts dedicated for sacred use then abandoned, or commitment jewelry repurposed without proper spiritual cleansing. These items often manifest strongest negative influences. Their broken promises create complex webs of unfulfilled spiritual obligations. Warning signs of promise-bound objects typically emerge through emotional disturbances, inexplicable sadness when handling certain items, recurring dreams about past commitments, or sudden memories of broken promises. All may indicate presence of spiritually charged objects. More severe manifestations include mysterious losses of similar items, relationship difficulties mirroring past broken vows, or repeated patterns of promise breaking in households. Rings demand particular attention as circular objects naturally amplify energetic bonds. Promise rings, purity rings, or memorial rings carrying unfulfilled commitments often create strongest spiritual attachments. Even rings passed down through generations without knowledge of original promises pose risks, as metal retains energetic imprints across decades. Professional spiritual cleansing becomes essential for objects carrying broken promises. Traditional methods recommend submersion in salt water during full moons, specific prayers releasing all past commitments, or ritual burning when appropriate. Some cases require assistance from experienced practitioners who can safely dissolve lingering spiritual contracts. Proper disposal methods vary depending on promise types involved. Items connected to marriage vows often require ceremonial release, while religious objects need specific blessing ceremonies before removal. Most crucial remains intention, acknowledging broken promises while consciously releasing associated spiritual bonds helps prevent transferred attachments. Prevention strategies focus on conscious promise-making moving forward. Modern society often treats commitments casually, overlooking spiritual implications of broken vows. Ancient wisdom teaches careful consideration before binding promises to physical objects, as these connections persist beyond conscious memory. Identifying promise-bound objects requires deep honesty about past commitments. Items received during relationship milestones, religious ceremonies, or significant life transitions deserve careful examination. Even seemingly minor promises, friendship bracelets exchanged by children, good luck charms shared between friends, can create lasting spiritual bonds. Safe alternatives emphasize temporary symbols over permanent objects when making commitments. Using biodegradable materials for promise ceremonies, choosing digital records over physical tokens, or implementing renewable vows that consciously include possibility of release, all help prevent accumulation of spiritually charged items. Modern spiritual protection requires balancing honor for past commitments with necessity of energetic cleansing. While completely avoiding promise-bound objects proves impossible, regular assessment of emotional attachments to possessions helps identify items requiring attention. Creating truly safe sanctuaries means consciously releasing objects whose promises no longer serve positive purposes in present reality. Throughout all these spiritual interventions, one truth remains clear. Taking immediate action transforms living spaces into true sanctuaries. Tonight's simple yet powerful cleansing ritual for each object requires specific steps. ensuring complete spiritual protection. Or mirrors, begin with physical cleaning using purified water mixed with sea salt. Face each mirror while declaring intentions for spiritual cleansing. Cover problematic mirrors with black cloth during nighttime hours, especially those facing beds or creating infinite reflections. Consider permanent removal of mirrors from bedrooms and meditation spaces, replacing them with non-reflective alternatives. Most critically, perform monthly energy cleansing using sacred herbs or purified salt water. Pay special attention to mirrors positioned in energetically sensitive areas, near sleeping spaces, children's rooms, or spiritual practice areas. Breaking infinite reflection patterns by slightly angling paired mirrors helps prevent formation of spiritual corridors. Regarding inherited items, start by creating detailed inventories of possessed objects with unknown histories. Place suspicious items in salt circles for 24 hours, allowing negative energies to dissipate naturally. Items triggering consistent unease require immediate quarantine using protective containers lined with blessed salt or sacred herbs. Particularly important remains proper disposal of spiritually compromised inheritances. Never simply discard these items in regular trash. This merely transfers negative influences to new locations. Instead, perform release ceremonies acknowledging items' histories while consciously severing energetic connections. Some objects may require burial in consecrated ground or ritual burning under proper spiritual supervision. For artwork carrying concerning energy, immediate removal from prominent display locations provides first steps toward household healing. Wrap removed pieces in white cloth, preventing further energy absorption while awaiting proper disposal. Replace problematic art with pieces specifically chosen for positive spiritual influence, nature scenes, sacred geometry, or works created with explicitly uplifting intention. Pay particular attention to spaces where removed artwork hung, as walls often retain energetic imprints. Cleanse these areas using sound healing, sacred smoke, or blessed water before hanging replacement pieces. Consider leaving some walls intentionally bare, allowing spaces for spiritual energy to flow freely without artistic interference. When addressing promise-bound objects, begin with sincere acknowledgement of original commitments. Create simple ceremonies releasing all parties from unfulfilled vows, using appropriate prayers or intentions based on original promises' nature. Items carrying particularly heavy spiritual bonds may require assistance from experienced practitioners for complete energetic dissolution. Following removal of all 4 categories of problematic objects, performing complete home blessing becomes essential. Open all windows, allowing fresh air circulation. Move clockwise through living spaces with sacred herbs or blessed water, paying special attention to corners and threshold areas. Sound cleansing using bells or singing bowls helps disperse lingering negative energies. Discover whether that metal is black or white. Make a functional item check. Most importantly, maintain consistent spiritual hygiene moving forward. Regular energy assessments prevent accumulation of new problematic objects. Trust intuitive reactions to items entering living spaces. Feelings of unease often indicate hidden spiritual complications requiring attention. Create clear protocols for accepting new objects into homes, including proper cleansing rituals and energy assessment. Beyond physical action, strengthening personal spiritual boundaries provides essential protection. Develop daily practices reinforcing positive energy. Meditation, prayer, or sacred reading. Create household rules regarding acceptance of new items, especially inherited pieces or spiritually significant objects. Maintain awareness of subtle energy shifts, indicating need for renewed cleansing efforts. Remember, true spiritual safety requires ongoing vigilance. While removing these 4 categories of objects creates immediate positive change, maintaining sacred space demands consistent attention. Pay attention to dreams, emotional shifts, or unusual occurrences suggesting need for additional cleansing efforts. If this information has helped protect your sacred space, please support our mission of spreading spiritual awareness. Hit that like button right now. It helps share this crucial knowledge with others seeking protection. Subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to receive more ancient wisdom applied to modern spiritual challenges. Together, we're creating stronger spiritual boundaries and safer living spaces for everyone. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might help others recognize similar situations in their homes. Stay blessed, stay protected, and maintain vigilance in guarding your sacred space. Until next time, keep your spiritual boundaries strong and your living spaces pure.